Trupp ist unterwegs. Ziel erkannt. Abwurfzone markiert.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and amazing propaganda cast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. Off here to be 1 versus 1 on Crossroads this time.
Willkommen zum Grand Finale.
That is right. Welcome to the grand finale, Game 4. A little bit of an intro from our good friend Imperial Dane.
Thanks, Dane. That was great. Cheers,
that was
mate.
great. Yeah.
See you next year.
Back to the other room with you.
No, Dane. Honestly, that was great. 2 conscripts in the build for Luvnest thus far. He's going for a different tact here. He's seen the advantage of a widespread capping order from his opponent in that previous game on Crossroads, Noggano, and he himself is going for the meaty, fleshy unit of the Soviet Union.
That's right, and jumping in with armoured assault tactics, radio intercept right from the start. By the way, great to see Austere played in Game 4 of the finals here. Austere versus Soviets, the classic matchup, one that really can go the distance in a great way. I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, it's that classic matchup for a classic match between 2 amazing competitors. That sounds very cliche, but I mean every single syllable of it. We are seeing Wehrmacht and Soviets, Luvnest and Noggano. That speaks for itself, quite frankly. Crossroads, an excellent map for us. They hide behind the cemetery gates up there in the north. Combat engineers linger behind what was formerly a log pile as the pioneers meet them in combat. MP40s pushing away those Mosin Nagants.
Oh, this is a nice start, actually, from Noggano. And managing to get control of the right. You see this attention to detail of the VPs. Some players jump for the resources straight away. Noggano, I think because he's going for an infantry-heavy strategy, he's not so worried about getting those resources in straight away. He's going to go for that VP pressure. He's only got to win this game to be the grand winner.
Everybody watching this, please divert your attention momentarily to the chat. Andy has posted the Underdog of the Tournament Awards straw poll. Please go and vote in that also. Great pressure put by Nagano at the moment, claiming the eastern fuel, which is a little bit of a diversion from the usual north-south split of Crossroads. White Flash Reborn reliably tells us that it should be balanced left-right and north-south. We're yet to see this proven.
Well, I'll take his word for it. the map maker that he is. And this is nice from Noggano. Actually, both players, they've gone for heavy infantry-based opening builds. Just the core infantry units running around, skirmishing. Both engineers, the pioneers, have gone for flamethrower upgrades. So it's a bit of a mirror match.
Oh, yes. That's what I like to see. Take me back to 2014, baby. With the Grens versus the Conscripts in a flamethrower worker unit mirror match also. Somebody said, do we have a champion after this game? Well, we do if Noggano wins this game. He has one hand on the theoretical trophy, but certainly $10,000 possibly coming back to Russia.
That is right. This is a really good early territory denial from Noggano. Instead of going for his fuel, he's jumped straight in on the decap point. Commander has been chosen.
And linger on that as well, because the 250/1 half track is currently building, which is exciting. So we're going to see a little bit of clown car action from Noggano.
He just loves to play with those light vehicles. No surprises that he's gone for something with that. This is a great doctrine. It doesn't have the kind of big, heavy late game tank. So for Austere to be relying on the actual core design units is really cool to see.
Imperial Dane in chat, by the way. You speak his name, or in fact, you use a sound file of his, and he will appear. So big shout out to the legend of casting there. Most prolific caster in Conan Heroes history. 250 rolling onto the field from a northerly direction.
You might see it with the flamethrower. That would be a really nice start to the game.
Pioneers pushed away by the Rock 9th flamethrower. The combat engineers as the conscripts are in tow. We've got sandbags building on the fuel point in the east. It's haha! The Wehrmacht clown car has been assembled. Just like when the Germans copied the tank in the First World War. They have now copied the M3 and built their very own Flamer half-track. Well, they have one of those also, but this is a very miniature clown car-esque version.
It's the first burst of the flamethrower. Now 250 half-track going to follow this conscript squad right back to the base. There isn't really anything stopping it.
Nope.
It's just rolling, sweet rolling.
Quick handbrake turn also as they fear the 1880, but there's no way it's teched yet, and Noggano knows it. He's piling on the pressure. Worried it may have been tech now, so now he's made a slight diversion. But good amount of work done there. Shame about the no squad wipe.
Perfect timing. It was very, very close to being received snare there. Luvnest just didn't get it off, but also equally nearly got the squad wipe on that. Luvnest going into tier 2. This is a crucial game for Luvnest.
I tell you what, I bet a lot of people have changed allegiances from Luvnest to Noggano. Seeing the guy go for 2 crazy emergent strategies in the previous game and this one. Previously, 4 rear echelons as USF. Now we're seeing the 250 Flamer clown car as German infantry doctrine. Noggano's bringing out the strats, boys.
Yeah, it's a beautiful early game. He's got the resource lead. As Oster, he's already got his light vehicle out in the field. I'm interested to see what he's going to do with all of this. More mines going down. This is a minefield for infantry. I think we also saw a Talamine. I will actually just check to see what that was.
Quite built there, but we do see this as an excellent utility for analysing games. You can pick up any replay and figure out the build times and do it for your own as well, and really start to judge yourself. 250 doing excellent damage to the combat engineers there. Conscripts in a position to force them away thanks to now having 18 aids. Conscripts in the centre gaining veterancy 1 there against the Grenadiers also behind green cover elsewhere in the west. Grenadiers looking low, but they're holding strong because they have to keep that fuel in their hands.
Grenade on that 250 half-track. Actually takes a couple of models inside the half-track down. Conscripts, though, can't do anything about this. They're going to have to get away. Nogano adding insult to the injury.
And the... oh, we've had a death.
That was a Grenadier.
A Grenadier has died on the west side. Those guys that were holding for so long on the fuel got taken out by the conscripts. Stories there for you to see. You can see one Grenadier near the cursor writhing, and the other was on the retreat path and died with a bullet in the back of his skull. Here's the utility of the GID.
They're going to see the mine. They saw Luvnest planting it. That's unfortunate.
It is indeed, but you always expect mines with Luvnest, I suppose. Tankovi Battalion commands 50% completed. Pioneers back in base chilling. They're going to double build the bunker and then turn their blowtorches upon the 250 half-track. Here in the west, got a little citadel of defence from Noggano as the fuel is again put into Luvnest's favour. Seems like Noggano is not going for a fuel-centred strategy. Tripwire flares being laid. Let's have a little look at how these are planted. Screws them in, and then they're a little tiny, I dare say, the word I want to say.
Strange decision there to walk in with low health Grenadiers. Of course, that's why the healing bunker's going into the base at the moment. All of Noggano's infantry very low health right now. This is a Luvnest mine.
It is a TM35, and they didn't trip it, fortunately for them. There's also an S mine just north of there, the west side of that hedgerow in the just
on-field healing there.
There we go. He has ascended. Sorry to divert you to Twitch chat yet again, but Tightrope was remarking he's not quite pro yet. He's not using field supplies, but there you go. Med packs used by Noggano. It's again the third now Flamer Barbecue Party Mobile Disco as he takes out the conscript.
That is a serious blow to Luvnest's army. Right in the early game. He's already struggling with this. He's bringing out the T-70 though. There's another late retreating conscript. I think it could be 2 squad wipes.
It's the same one. It's the same one. It was split. No, that soldier went on a mad split across the battlefield due to pathing. It came back into view. Then the 250 was like, there you are. I thought it was weird because I called the squad wipe out. Then I looked at the tiles and there were still 4 conscripts. So whatever the hell happened with that one guy.
That's an interesting one. Well, that's not as bad as we thought it was. And that scared us for a second. Mines swept on the left strategic B cap. Good green cover from Luvnest. It's going to make things difficult. Noggano's always going to have to come in close to win these engagements now. Some more conscripts behind. And Luvnest with the T-70. It's in a pretty good position, actually. I think it's a really good unit with a really long window of effectiveness.
Tell you what's good as well. Pack 40s. One of them's just come out. Nice from Noggano. And Luvnest with that basic B build, the Trouble B. T-70 causing problems for the 243 troopers. Oh, there's a nice 18-8 for you. Stop burning me, please.
T-70 looks like it's sprung into action there after the snare. I don't think there's any chance of it crossing past all of these grenadiers, however.
Attacks the wall. Good chase there. Finally onto the infantry. They hit their bellies and they spring back up again, basically performing a burpee in the centre of the map, showing off, basically.
Luvnest is hot on the VPs already. Triple cap coming in. That is the focus for Luvnest this game. Cannot let Noggano get that VP lead, have the advantage for too long. This is an intense early game. I think when Luvnest comes out of this, you probably have some kind of an advantage. His commander with the T-34-85s and the IS-2 in the late game could be very, very dominant if he can get to that point. He just has to last.
Sturmovix as well. Gonna fly around like the ceiling of a child's bedroom. And he's behind the green cover there, but they're heavily bunched. That one shot that overshot into the shot trap almost killed them all.
T-70's got to deal with this 250 half-track. They just managed to get the engine repair.
Yeah, but where's the Pack 40 and all this? The conscripts couldn't cover it. There it is. Oh, Pioneer's looking low. Oh, and dead, thanks to the T-70.
Very, very important pickup. That unit has to be replaced for Noggano to actually build any more tiers. That's immediately... Oh, sorry, there's
You're
another
right on one point.
Sorry.
He's replaced it instantly
I
because he
apologize.
needs it, because that is the meta. That was an evolution in the last year of competitive play. Always 2 worker units as the traditional factions these days, Dan. It wasn't always the case. I'm very glad that we saw that evolution in play.
The tiredness has killed me.
Oh, no, you were right on hot 50%. That's much better than me with that P-tab earlier on. I want to say Foch Grenadiers because they're Grenadiers of the German infantry doctrine, and they certainly look like the icon, but they're not. Push forwards under suppression of mines. T-70 gets Fausted with a railway cannon-esque Faust there.
Securing our territory.
Retreats from Luvnest.
Ouch!
Oh, no, negative cover. Oh, they stand still trying to get that extra
Bit of yellow
accuracy.
cover now, medium. And he's safe. I always see that retreat path, they always survive for some reason. I don't know what it is. I think it's the bushes giving medium cover. 250s again back in action. This thing is the bane of Luvnest's existence. It's inspired, isn't it? Absolutely inspired. It's like Veterancy 2 now. Are we getting more acceleration on Veterancy 2? Probably.
Pretty sure a lot of these models are going to drop a second. Great
it's
mine.
The mine though.
Great
Will
mine.
he try and repair and get out? What's he going to do here? It's interesting.
T-70's surely got to come and deal with
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Surely.
But it's had a great life, hasn't it? It's like when family pet has had a great existence. It might not live very long, but we all got a lot of enjoyment out of you 250. Rest in peace.
There it is. And you can see these pioneers go down. There's a conscript squad waiting for them on the retreat.
Oh dear.
MG was facing the right position there. This is close.
Suppression kicks in and saves the Pioneer's life.
Not yet. I mean, Luvnest might dive. I think he wants to play it safe.
Flamethrower units, of course, heavily targeted in actual military combat because they are seen as the bringers of a horrendous deaths. So they often had a lot of revenge put upon them, and we nearly just saw some of the same there.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Got 2-man combat engineers in activity here. They're planting a mine, stopping any further activity of the same kind, because Luvnest is clearly feeling the pain of the heat of battle.
I guess that's one of the guarantees, really, is having the mines there. They've actually pretty much always worked. You're not going to see these engineers get so far up the map. And Luvnest, by the way, he's starting to come back into this. He's had great control. He's had to put up with so much. He's now starting to get the control back. He might even get double fuel, which for armored assault is a godsend.
I just think there's something psychological about playing south, I've got to say. I'm eager to know what that is. Maybe it's the pain of view, but I always feel like the Southern players are very hard to kill. They just have this great defensive quality about them. And in this case, it's Luvnest. He's able to position his machine guns in really nice positions. Mechanized armor companeias being set up.
Won't be long before he can get something out of Tier 4. By the way, Battle Phase 2, Tier 3 is out for Noggano.
Imperial Dane with a great point in chat that Noggano is beginning to lose some of his tank pacing and momentum. And I agree that Company Heroes is all about that. You've got to keep up the momentum and get your timing pitch perfect. Otherwise, you let your opponent straight back into things. So it's a hard game. Not only have you got to gain an advantage, you've got to maintain said advantage. Grenadiers in trouble here. They are behind green cover though, so they should be safe.
Luvnest has managed to hold on to double fuel, plus 36 at the moment. He's just got his Tier 4 up in base, so very sure that we're going to be seeing a T-34-85 come out. Incendiary rounds from the MG42 inside the building here. Conscripts have to be careful. Noggano is going to match this with a Panzer IV. I think the T-34-85 combination with the T-70 is going to be the dominant presence, though.
Could be. Let's keep an eye on that Pack 40 as well. I mean, a Pack 40 with veterancy, not that it's hit much so far, could be a valuable asset for Noggano. Has to think about that. We're now seeing for Luvnest, he's gaining the mobile reserves on the conscripts. That's a 7th man.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Tripwire flare goes up on the Pack 40 there. That's unfortunate. It's rare you see that.
Pack 40 on that side. Luvnest knows now that he can use the T-70 aggressively on the center of the map. Panzer IV is first to hit the field. We still don't have enough resources for Luvnest to make a decision just yet. Looks like he's going for that 85.
Panzer IV with no skins, pinnacle mount upgrading.
Just going to see that mine there as well. Actually, if he hits the mine now that it's been planted, dangerous.
Very dangerous. Noggano with fragmentation bombs in the late game. We'll have to keep an eye out for that later on. T-70 attaining veterancy 2. It's got 7 kills in total. But, ever the asset with its reconnaissance capabilities. We saw Noggano as comrade, national comrade. At least Jove used that great early on. What are we seeing in the stats now?
Nothing too special, to be honest. Normal for Soviets to be a little bit behind on the KD, so no problems there. But you can just see Noggano bringing out the Panzer IV there. Adds a lot to the OKW army.
Nice tripwire flare tripping by the Panzer IV. That's the best way to trigger them bad boys for certain. Noggano restabilized having brought that tank on the field. He made the right decision there to bring on the medium tank to keep.
That one guy was really annoying next to the MG.
Yes. How's it going, mate? How's it going?
Take a photo. Take a photo. Take a photo of me next to the
I always think it's really rude how they all make one guy push the Maxim.
Yeah. What's the point of everyone being there, really? T-34-85 on the field for Luvnest. Noggano doesn't know about it yet.
Not quite. Nice mine detection there by the Pioneer. Panzer IV going for a crush, but not quite the maneuverability it once had in the game. T-34-85 with a nice shot. Accidentally hits the frontal armour though, thanks to the turning. Elsewhere in the east, we're looking at the Maxim, giving the Pioneer thoughts.
A lot of action going on at the moment. Grenadiers trying to come around for the Faust. There was no damage on the T-34, so not an opportunity for that. Luvnest is starting to get the tools ready to break the MG suppression in the centre, trying to get the engineers up there, but under suppression they're not going to be firing off many bursts from that flamethrower.
Stabilisation of both forces as they've met their match in one another in this very tentative Game 4. As again, we will reiterate, Noggano wins this one game, he becomes world champion and takes home 10,000 United States dollars.
But even if you're a fan of Noggano, I'm sure you're also wanting this to go to an ace game, because these two players have just put on impressive performances game after game. The matches are intense. It's hard to take sides.
It really is. T-34 traverses the map through the gap, looking for new targets. looking to stabilise the centre, attacks the house, slightly misses, literally missing a bomb door there. Conscripts push in, Grenadiers looking worse for wear and pushed away. Looking to get more capping done is Luvnest. The Panzer IV and the MG is now pushed away. The cover's destroyed, got to watch out for that one if you remember in game 1 when that was very important.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
A lot of that in high level coming here as recently. They're targeting the cover to remove the infantry's defence. Another Panzer IV in the build. A lot of mobility in this game. For the Wehrmacht player Noggano, taking that atypical Wehrmacht standpoint. They usually are the hard rock that the fluid breaks themselves over. In this case, they are becoming that torrent.
Noggano's a bit stuck in this build. Getting the second Panzer IV is a really good idea because Luvnest is so committed to the fuel pushes that I don't think Noggano's going to get much more fuel in this game. He's got to get something on the field that can deal with the problem now. And, Panzer IV slightly damaged. It's going to take the AT grenade from the conscripts. Really unfortunate. T-3485 coming over to the left to help deal with this.
And deforestation as well. All healed up in base. Nice, by the way. I love the spread of the Luvnest base buildings there. I thought it was excellent. Saw that, like a trinity of buildings. Again, they're targeting the sandbags. You see that. It's become such a good utility of all high-level players recently.
To remove every advantage you possibly can from your opponent. Whilst one Panzer IV gets repaired, another one is going to try and take control of the fuel and VP on the left-hand side. What do you see, eh?
Su-85 coming out for Luvnest again. Much like his victorious Game 1, he's looking to level up the series by relying on a familiar friend.
The sector is at risk.
These engineers always caught laying mines.
Oh dear.
This was great in Game 1. I was really like, wow, you know, these players playing some serious mines. Stealth never being seen.
Panzer IV's got a long turret traverse to come after it, but indeed the Benny Hill music is cued as the T-70 tries to get away. No damage onto the Panzer IVs. The 18A won't do much. They'll still probably throw it anyway, perhaps. No, they don't have the munitions right now, thanks to his plentiful mine planting. Was just enough to keep Panzer IV away. Maybe they gave it mean faces, to quote Full Metal Jacket. T-3485 is in a good position. Here comes the Su-85, though, the bona fide tank destroyer.
The T-70 is also springing into action a bit here. Let's see how this engagement pans out. Both Panzer IVs on the right. And there's the shot from the Su-85. On the west side of the map right now, conscripts fighting against the Grenadiers. They're trying to harass the fuel point. Luvnest coming in through the center with some minesweepers and plenty of conscripts. It's looking very good for Luvnest.
Oh, it's looking very good for the fans, to be honest. This is becoming a rip-roaring affair. Great battle so far. Fragmentation bombs are available for Noggano, by the way. Keep your eye on that one. Should this boil over into a frenzy, much like in those modern multiplayer games all the kids are playing. It's got an ultimate and it is ready. Fragmentation bomb. The AT grenade goes in. Panzer IV's going to have to lick its wounds for a while to come.
There's a great snare there. Noggano not able to get away fast enough. T-3485 now supporting. Great rifle grenade from Noggano. Conscript squad was clumped up there for quite a while. T-3485 could cap if it wanted to. But there is this threat of a Pak-40 looming.
That was a very nice three-pronged attack from Luvnest. Very rare to see that be pulled off on all three fronts, but Luvnest somehow made it happen. Great play by the German.
Absolutely. And especially when you're in Game 4.
Oh,
A lot of focus, a lot of energy been spent already.
suffering. Pak-40 penetrating. T-34 has to relinquish its position. Elsewhere in the far west. Conscripts did not finish building before they were shot at, and they suffered the price. And their sandbags were destroyed. Back-breaking labour with literally nothing to show for it as the Panzer IVs dawn upon them. Su-85's waiting though. That's a T-34-85 man, and it got a good shot in, however.
time for Noggano to... oh, I'm so sorry.
Click off the game. Good job I've got nothing bad on my desktop, Dan. Combat Engineer dies. SU-85 comes over to the west side.
That's right. I thought that would be the time for Noggano perhaps to dive in.
SU-85 coming into position. Pioneers give away that position though, and the Panzer IVs back away and give way for the Pak-40. Elsewhere in the centre, looks like we've got T-70 rather pushing in, causing the MG all kinds of problems.
Yeah, this is an interesting push. Luvnest can hold this so well. The other thing we must ensure we remind everyone that Luvnest has radio intercept. So Luvnest is kind of being fed all this information whenever Noggano brings something out. It will help to influence how Luvnest plays. He knows what he's up against at any moment. Tons of creative tools here. One thing we haven't seen yet, which is going to be great against this build, is the IL-2 Sturmovix.
Oh,
that's probably one of the best pushing tools.
I hate it.
But,
when I've got ear fatigue after like 7 hours of casting, the last thing I want is Sturmovik, like ultra loud in your headset. Sorry, I probably should pay the price. 3rd Panzer IV building. The Panzersvolf is about to hit. I've not actually hit anything yet. For the amount we've talked about, it's not even Veterans League 1. Raw into 18-8, suffering the price though, and backs away, knowing it would probably die in the process.
Just taking some shots on the Pak-40. Bringing that down is probably the sign rather, for some kind of crazy push.
Oh, I tell you what, crazy push incoming. Fragmentation bomb comes down on the SU-85. T-34 comes into view. It's a miss with a whiff as the Panzer IV tries to make up for it. It's now an island of desolation, and it's a target for all tanks in the vicinity.
You can see the other Panzer IVs are coming in. They're like sharks smelling blood. They're trying to join this
Leroy
fight.
Jenkins, what have you done, Panzer IV? Get out of there!
Oh, it's so tense. The T-34-85 just has to sit in front and block the shots. And Luvnest actually might try and make something of this. Pak-40, Veteran C1 has access to target weak point. Luvnest doesn't fancy his chances. Panzer IVs can now mop up the conscript squads, retreating all over the map.
It wasn't the end of the world, it was just one of his 3 Panzer IVs. It was the unvetted one also. I'm going to say, unless one of these dies, I'm going to withhold any assessment. Hang on a second, they should be fine. My assessment of that, Dan, nice idea, no problem. You've got to do that in Company Heroes high level. You've got to make plays. He didn't risk too much, he lost 1 medium tank, not the end of the world.
Well, one thing he has done is given himself great map control, and he needs to bring in resources. He needs to be like confidently bringing in resources, so perhaps he can change his tech a little bit. At the moment, he's just stuck on tier 3 and having to just bring out units from there constantly. Maybe he can go up to tier 4.
That's another good point. It's fine being on tier 3 as long as it's working for you. You've got to get that swarm mentality. You have to keep numbers. You can't afford to fall below critical mass, and only 2 Panzer IVs against an SU-85, which is starting to gain veterancy, is under that critical mass threshold. That's why he's getting a 2nd Pak-40, by the way. He's just realised that his game sensors were tingling. He's like, right, okay, I was trying to go for an armada of tanks. I've just had it fall by 33 recurring percent. Time to invest in ATVs.
This is a nice combination too. Conscript's going to go in, provide some vision for this SU-85 to pick off Panzer IVs. T-34-85's had a great game, really great game. Luvnest is bringing this unit out nice and early, capitalizing on a huge amount of time that it's just uncontested.
The last piece of green cover has been removed from the northern side, approaching that central victory point. It's finally gone. Just got destroyed.
We are losing a sector.
What a battle we're watching. I'm really loving this one. It's got an air of super tension. I know we've said that before in previous games, but there's something different about this one, because Noggano has one hand on a theoretical trophy and the possibility of $10,000 for winning. It's a game away.
Panzer IVs are just trapped up here, really. The SU-85 was actually retreating away from this. Luvnest maybe thought the engagement wasn't happening there. It's going to allow Noggano to escape.
SU-85 rifle. Oh, God, conscripts paying the price there. A little bit of fatigue from Luvnest there, perhaps. As the T-34 is getting shot in the rear. Needs to get out of there also. Must be said, though, victory point-wise, Dan, Luvnest has controlled 2 for a while now, and Noggano has begun to falter.
Luvnest has every opportunity to play this safe. 312 VPs, he's got plenty of time. There's a unit we've really just overlooked a lot in this game. The IS-2 could be available at some point if he wants to.
Very soon. Look at that, he's got 300 fuel, 400 and counting manpower. Yeah. Say its name thrice and it will appear.
Yep. I actually think it would be really good just to hold the center of the map. You know, if you think the game is going to be one of those, Noggano isn't teching anywhere, so IS-2 seems like a great unit.
Yeah. Fortunately for Noggano, by the way, he does have Veterancy 2 on one of those Pack 40s now. He's really got prioritised keeping that alive to keep the IS-2 at bay when it arrives.
Sturmovik IL-2 is also ready, so you could see something from Luvnest very soon.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Going alpha leather with a waterproof machine gun. British Empire era. That's 7-man comps. The Pioneers scouting for mines, and here they come. IL-2 Sturmovik with its loiter.
That's right.
Flying tanks, as they call themselves, because they have a little tiny bit more armour than your average fixed-wing plane from World War II era.
Luvnest taking this opportunity to try and get the decap just outside of Noggano's base. The IS-2 has been called in and is going to join the fight. Luvnest comfortably on top of the VP right now.
Look at that armada of crude iron. We've got the Su-85 as the Sturmoviks harass units on retreat. We've got the T-34. We've got the IS-2. And of course, the little T-70. All of them, Dan, are a quartet of destruction as he's trying to steal the MG. Doesn't get away with it, however. But as I say, these 4 horsemen of the Soviet apocalypse are really going to try and see out the game for Luvnest. The Panzer IVs, by the way, are really low on health right now. The Vet 2 Pack 40 is also possibly going to get decrewed. That'd be a loss.
You know, the IL-2 Sturmovik has just been painful here. The 2 Grenadiers there was suppressed whilst trying to deal with this. It's just given path for the IS-2 to come in. Support from the Su-85. Noggano is trying to line up an AT gun, but this is smart. This is smart from Luvnest.
Fragmentation bombs. Su-85's in a bit of bother trying to position itself here and survives very easily.
This is why you want the IS-2.
Oh, look at the... It's absolutely demolishing those support weapons. He's going to try and take the Pack 40. Oh, just about gets it. Not much left of it.
Luvnest doesn't need to do anything adventurous here. Noggano, again, just pinned down into Tier 3, going for another Panzer IV. And I think we're just on a timer right now. I think we're on a timer for Game 5. Perhaps Noggano here just thinks, let's just draw out as much energy from Luvnest as I possibly
that's
can.
A good point. Talisman certainly had showed what can happen with Luvnest. He died in like the 8th game of their best of 9 last year.
That Blitzkrieg.
Changing gears rather quickly. The only thing Noggano can do from this point on is an all-in mega assault with the packs coming in as well. 3 Panzer IVs pushing in from opposite directions with the Grenadiers rather in position. All of them Veterancy 3 with G43 rifles. He could theoretically finish the job, but look at the resistance Luvnest offers. Just look at it.
I actually, when I look left and right at the unit portraits for either player, I really think Noggano's got the better army. He's got the 2 Pack 40s.
Vet 3 Su-85, baby.
I know, but you know there is the target weak point on the AT gun. I just think the right play here could decide it.
Just think the veterancy on the tanks for Luvnest gives him the better army overall. I would agree if just the icons and the units they represent, but that veterancy on those tanks. You've got Vet 3 T70 spotting for a Vet 3 Su-85 and a Vet 2 T34. It's pretty damn strong, you've got to say.
Yeah, it's
agree to disagree a slight amount there, but only a slight amount. T-34's going east just to survey things. Ooh, Panzer IVs are there. Nope.
Just poking. Just poking.
Conscripts reside behind the sandbag walls.
Luvnest has everything. Fully repaired now, fully healed. Just waiting for these engagements. Again, the AT guns taking down the green cover sandbags. Beautiful, just to draw out those conscripts into the open. The IS-2 and the T-34. This could be their moment to shine. Pack 40 with the veteran C1.
Does it target the weak point? Maybe not. T-34-85 is going to go round the outside, Tries to finish off the Pack 40's crew members, but the two of them remain. IS-2's taking a hell of a walloping there.
It actually is. Yeah.
Oh, main gun destroyed finally. It's going to survive, though, however. On the west side, we've got a little bit of infantry combat as Pioneers possibly pay the price. But here come the Panzer IVs pushing in.
I think he's using Blitzkrieg here. He wants to get to the rear armor.
He wants it. Will he get it? He needs a very fortuitous shot here. He's run out of juice. One big shot hits.
It penetrates. It penetrates. He just needs one more penetrating shot. Can the T-34-85 deal with it?
No!
It does!
He dies a martyr for the cause there. As he dies with temerity, but the Vet 3 Su-85 is now the target of choice as the Panzer IVs take them out. But they might pay the price because the IS-2 survived and the T-34-85 will be the air avenger.
There is still a chance for Noggano to make this work. He can box in the T-34-85. He's got eyes on the rear armor. It's going to be out of control. He's just got to deal with the IS-2. Is this the biggest turnaround? If Noggano gets this...
the shot! 18 Aiden! He can't get round the bunkers. The IS-2 survives. Here comes a little T-70 that could. Veteran C3. Cannons down on the Panzer IV. T-70's plinking away. He's knocking on the door. Rear armor hit. Panzer IV will not survive. Here comes a fragmentation bomb. T-70 has to get out of there. Taken out of issue. Everything dies.
Noggano has the bigger army at this point. It's all about how Luvnest recovers from this. What is going on? There are no repairs for the IS-2.
No, there are. There's some men inside it right now, clinking away. There you go. That's one of the powers of that ability.
Oh, yes.
Garrison goes down. Panzer IV watches on. Fresh Su-85 comes out, wants to pay for the blood that has been spilt on Russian soil. Su-85 pushes forward. Panzer IV's dead, but the Pack 40 takes a few shots against it. Luvnest remains. Noggano wants to finish this off and take the trophy, and $10,000 the biggest prize pool in CoH history. What a battle we're seeing.
I think that would have been the biggest upset in a finals, just to see Noggano claim that. It was deserved, I think. Fantastic push. Well thought out.
59 victory points, Stoke, by the way. Luvnest still has 4 conscript squads. It's going to prove vital in capping. 3 grenadiers remain, 2 machine guns. Panzer IV rebuilding. By the way, Luvnest has a lot of fuel still, thanks to all that incredible map control he's had.
Have 300 points remaining. Increase your effort.
What a battle.
Triple cap from Noggano. Got an MG42 in the center. Grenadiers with the G43s on the wings of the left and right VP. Coming up to 40 minutes of this game, and Luvnest...
Ha! They roar in, they roar out. Just don't tell the NKVD that they wimped out. IS-2's back in action, baby. This thing's seen some scrapes, for certain. Panzer IV is a Panzer IV. Can't really say much about that. Seen lots of them. They die quite quickly. They've been heroic units of plunder for Noggano.
Very, very important flank here to try and shake up the position of the AT guns. And both of them actually penning their shots. Really good. Actually, there's the target weak point. Stun went on the IS-2, but veterancy lost on that AT gun.
Oh, Panzer IV with an excellent crush there, getting 3 conscripts and really pinning them to the ground for a moment.
AT guns are essential here in dealing with the Su-85. I think the Panzer IV is going in for another rush.
It is! The IS-2's turned its turret though. Pack 40 was temporarily recrewed, then the conscripts got rid of it. IS-2 122 mil doing damage. Rear armor hits somehow.
Luvnest has got to be
careful. What a shot! Shell-shocked goes the army of Noggano as the IS-2 with that huge round devastates what was left of his panzer resistance.
Oh, we could see a Faust here from the Grenadiers. AT gun has just been recrewed. The Faust is trying to come on from the Grenadier. They get it. Can the Pioneers jump onto this AT gun?
Oh, the Pinsel Mount Dushka doing damage. Pack 40 again, taken out by the coaxial this time. Look at that Pinsel Mount gunner, Dan. He's gunning them down like dogs.
You can just smell the desperation from Noggano. He's come so close
oh my
to
God.
being the winner. And he's just not wanting to give up.
Suka Blayat. It needs to be said, it's not happened for Noggano in this game. And looks likely we're going to go to a deciding ace game.
This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Noggano is still draining VPs from Luvnest. Luvnest is trying to get his foothold back on the map, because even though he's got the tanks rolling around, he's not been winning the infantry engagements.
Conscripts behind cover in the east. The MG watches on. Noggano's still in this. He may have 59 victory points remaining, but he has a lot of fuel in the bag. He can eke out a living. He's done it before. He's been here before. He knows what it takes. And even if he isn't successful, he'll still be draining Luvnest's endurance.
Noggano trying to get some S-mines on the VP, stop those conscripts coming in.
Stug building the Sturmgeschütz is coming out. 32 minutes late for Imperial Dane's taste, but it is in the build. Pretty much all he can build with the lack of manpower and overall fuel reserves. No, it'd take too much manpower to get something bigger out. That's the problem there.
Interesting game. Well, Noggano still believes he has a chance.
As I say, even if he doesn't. What are you doing? I'm trying to build a sandbag wall over here. You pesky tank. Go away.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah. Back-breaking labour. What do I get? Tank tracks.
Luvnest is going to be really keen to get on the VP's triple cap. Basically give a minute of gameplay left.
And here it is.
I'm sure this
Luvnest
Luvnest is
Sturmgeschütz.
desperate
Warrior.
for a break at this point.
Possibly. Just wants the break. He's done enough. Look at that. He goes like, come back, help me. Well, they've got no mates anymore. They've been destroyed by a tank. Here it comes, the warrior of the steppe.
Best idea in the world, I think, because
Originally an assault gun, it became the most pound-for-pound effective tank destroyer of the Second World War.
focus fire mode on the Su-85.
Oh, look at
Still
that.
see it all the way back into base.
Oh, Noggano sees the writing on the wall and thinks, okay, let's do it. Let's go to Feynmanville approach for Game 5.
Achtung! Angriffstruppe ist unterwegs. Ziel erkannt. Abrufzone markiert.
Welcome back, everyone. That is right. You heard it. We're about to go into an ace game between Noggano and Luvnest. What a fitting way to finish this amazing tournament. Both the third place playoffs and the finals today have just shown intense, amazing, and top quality Company of Heroes 2 gameplay all day. If you've just tuned in or have tuned in recently, there is so much to watch from today that is worth watching. The Von Asten and Joe series was phenomenal. Anybody who's in chat, you can verify that. But this series between Noggano and Luvnest, I can't imagine what both players are going through right now. What do you say about it?
There's a lot you could say. We've said a lot already. And And we always create dummy games like games 4 and 5 on our YouTube playlist. We've not had to do much of that today. Both best of 5 series have gone to the ultimate ace game. It's got those GCS2 epic vibes going on right now, and it's a fitting service done to the huge amount of cash invested into our competitive community by the publisher Sega. Thanks for that. Thanks for organising. We're going on a very quick break screen. We need to get a few refreshments and we're straight back in. We're probably going to launch hot into Game 5. So if you hear those Stuka sirens wailing, you know you're in for one of the biggest games in our history.
We'll be back soon. Don't go anywhere.
Achtung! Angriffstruppe ist unterwegs. Ziel erkannt. Abrufzone markiert.